What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about RED cameras and more specifically why you probably shouldn't buy one. Let's jump into the video.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my foe? I'm a ex bro. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no one understand me. I'm good at artists, still on block, damn it.
So guys, if you could do me a massive favor, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram, Jordan Mulligan Brother, and go follow William as well. He'll probably be doing some editing on this, although it'll probably be actually Neve. So when we first started shooting, when we first ever started filming as kids, we would shoot on anything we had. Phones, remember the PlayStation iToy we shot a lot on. Every Christmas we would ask our mum for a camera, and we'd get a little digital camera or even a tape camera when before digital, and we'd film these home movies. We'd film parkour, free running. We filmed Jackass. We filmed Kung Fu movies inspired by Jackie Chan. They're probably somewhere on the internet somewhere, but that's what we shot on. But in our professional career, as soon as we started thinking about this as a job, we knew straight away there was one company that represented us and that we wanted to use, and that was RED cameras. If you know anything about filmmaking, and even if you don't, you've probably heard of RED cameras. They're these amazing, this amazing company who are basically lowering the price of accessibility to filmmakers into the film industry. It basically means that anybody who is serious about filmmaking can actually have access to the same cameras that Hollywood has. Before RED, you would never be able to buy a cinema camera before RED. Now that RED have come, all the other companies have had to follow suit. So as soon as we knew we was going to be filmmakers, as soon as we knew it was possible, the first thing we did was go onto eBay and look for a RED camera. And we found a RED Scarlet. So we ran down to London, we bought this RED Scarlet, we gave them every single penny that we owned, and we bought a RED Scarlet. And it was one of the worst decisions we ever made because we did not have a clue what we was doing. That's another story. Today, I want to tell you why you shouldn't just go out and buy a RED camera. So, if you're thinking about buying your very first RED camera, this is the camera you're probably looking for, the RED Komodo. I recommend this camera to absolutely everybody. It's an absolute beast. So why am I telling you not to buy it? What is the reason for not to buy it? Well, if you are thinking about buying a RED cinema camera, you are probably looking at the price tag of this camera. This camera right now, the RED's entry line camera for this right here is about £5,000. That's amazing. In fact, it's the best price camera on the market, in my opinion, not taking Blackmagic into consideration. As a professional cinema grade camera, this is right up there. So why shouldn't you buy it? The problem is with this camera and all of the RED cameras is, although this costs £5,000, this here costs £5,000, which again is a great price, it needs so much more to be a camera, to film. And it's one thing people do not consider. So you'll probably say to yourself, well, I'll buy a lens, or I've got a lens. So there we go, now we've got a lens, okay? So now we're almost there to shoot. I'll buy some batteries. Okay, we've got some batteries. Fantastic, we can power the camera up and we can shoot a project, okay? You've spent an extra £1,000, now it's £6,000, and you can just about shoot, but not great. And that's the thing, you still need a CFast card. That's at least £500 for a CFast card. That means you can actually shoot something like a length that's actually worth doing, right? So now we have the camera. And I know loads of people are thinking, yeah, I know this, Jordan. I'm not an idiot. I don't buy a camera not knowing it needs accessories. The thing is, especially with this RED Komodo, but the thing is with RED cameras is the accessories are scaled up comparatively to their price. So if you need a cage for this, if you need a side handle for this, it's going to be, let's say if you've got a Blackmagic's £1,000. For the side handle on a Blackmagic, maybe you're spending 100 quid. On this camera, it's 500 quid. It's 5 times the amount because the camera body costs 5 times the amount. So the accessories are 5 times as expensive. And it's just not something many people think about when buying, when upgrading to the next camera. So, without further ado, let me show you something. Well, first of all, this should little preempt you. This is a Tilta mini matte box, which is badass. It's a wicked little matte box. But this is what I got today. So this is the RED Komodo rig. From Tilta. Super cool. I'll build the camera out in a second, but look at this. What? So this thing is super aesthetically pleasing. I don't even know what. It's so cool. That wooden side handles, top handle screen protector. Look. Just for the side handle and the top handle of the Tilta rig, it's £290, just for the handles. It's the best £290 I ever spent. Okay, just before I get back into this, I know I said don't buy a RED camera, but this is unbelievable. Tilta, so I've got a few Tilta products. I've got a Blackmagic Tilta cage already for my Blackmagic 6K, and it's beautiful. It was quite expensive, but it was beautiful. This is the kind of stuff you need to buy if you're buying a Komodo. Do not buy it without this. This makes operating it so much easier. So I've been using the Komodo now for the last few months to film the documentary without a cage on it. It's been very annoying and frustrating. The reason I didn't have a cage on it is because we bought one Komodo for the DJI Ronin RS2, and we ordered another Komodo for something like this. But the second Komodo never came. Red messed the order up, so it never came. But now that's coming through, so this is why I've got this. The other Komodo is going to go on top of the RS2. So anyway, I fully recommend buying this. It's so unbelievable. Like, it's so modular. Slide these bits off. It's so tactical. This top handle, like, people are like, I've seen that before. Then you've got, it's practical stuff like this. We've got two hot shoes here. So we can put a mic on here and a screen on here. There's also some other bits that I've not put on yet because I'm still waiting for another screen to come for this. So, fully recommend this Tilta rig. Links in the description for the Amazon link. It's £290, £289, and it's definitely worth it. I fully recommend it. But back to what I'm talking about. Tilta, please sponsor me. I beg you. I've got about 7 or 8 cameras that need Tilta rigs on them. Please help me out. Anyway, so why am I saying not to buy it? £290. It's actually not that terrible for a Komodo. It's actually a lot cheaper than I thought. There is a higher one, which is about £500 for the cage, which comes with the 15mm rods underneath, so you can mount other stuff to the lenses and stuff. But anyway, it's not what we needed, but there is another one there. When people are buying cameras, the thing we look at is the brain, especially with the RED cameras. You think, the brain, I'll be able to get a screen, I'll be able to get this, I'll be able to get that. Let's take the Komodo away for a second. Let's talk about this camera that we're filming on right now. This is the RED Dragon. This camera here takes mini mags. So to shoot on mini mags for a documentary, you're going to need terabytes. So we had to buy the 2 terabyte long takes. The 2 terabyte long takes, we have 4 of them now. They're £1,800 each. So every single memory card, £1,800 each. So that's 8 terabytes of data. Then you've got to buy the rig for this camera. So what rig do we have on this camera? We have the RED shoulder clutch, which is, I think it's like £2,000 or £3,000. Like, it's ridiculous. Then the screen is a 7-inch RED screen. That's £2,000. The batteries, or the RED bricks, they're about £800, I think. It just gets so much more, and it's so easy to get drawn into the price of the camera. So if you go onto eBay right now, you could probably see a Red Raven or something like that, a used Red camera, an older Red camera, maybe even the Red Scarlet that we used to have, £4,000, £5,000. But if you're buying just the brain, to buy the accessories is probably going to cost more than the camera itself. This is what you've got to factor into the cost. Stop looking at the price of the brain. So many times I'm quoted with the price of these cameras and they're so wrong. People say to me, oh my God, your camera cost £20,000. Or like the RED Komodo, oh my God, your camera cost £5,000. No, it did not. It costs a lot more than that. It costs everything that makes it able to shoot. And that's the thing that you've got to consider. What do I need to shoot? And a lot of the time, you're going to underestimate what you need. You're going to say to yourself, I can shoot with just the brain itself and the lens. No, you need a side handle. You need a top handle. You need somewhere to mount the shoes onto so you can have mics on there. I've had to use like a piece of cardboard and a little thread to mount the mics on here for the time being. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. You need these things. Without them, you're compromising your shooting. So that's just me. Look, the RED camera is definitely capable of just shooting naked. Like you could shoot it and just hold the camera. It is capable, but for an extra £290, you're gonna have a better chance of shooting a more steady shot, a more versatile shot. It's gonna make things a lot easier. You're gonna be a lot more comfortable. And it's just that thing that people don't factor in. The cost of things, as you move up, like anything in life, they scale up as well. If you buy a Ferrari, to change the tires is going to cost a lot more than it costs on your Fiat Punto. So it's the exact same thing with the cameras. If you spend £30,000 on your camera brain, which maybe you're considering, you'd probably have learned the lessons by then. You'd probably have learned the lessons by the time you bought a camera brain. Unless you're like me, I still see the sticker price and forget about the accessory price. That's just me. But if you are thinking about buying a £5,000 Komodo and you're moving up from something like a GH5, please consider that the accessories alone are going to cost more than the GH5 that you used to have. And it seems so simple, but it's not a one-time thing. You know, if the handle breaks on that and you need a new handle, if the mat bot breaks on it, if the batteries go on it, if the memory card, if the CFast card breaks, you need to replace these things and it's going to cost you a lot more. And it's something you don't think about. The GH5, you know, or the GH4, you put a SanDisk memory card in, it's like 60 or 70 quid. If it breaks, okay, I've got to shoot this weekend, I'll go on Amazon, I'll buy another one. It's kind of different when you need a CFast card for the RED Komodo. If the Komodo CFast card breaks and you need to replace it, we're talking £1,000 for a RED approved Komodo CFast card. So this is just something I thought about. I had a friend ask me recently about how much the cameras were, how much the cameras cost. They were thinking about buying a camera. They were thinking about buying the Blackmagic setup that we've got downstairs. And the mistake I made is I told him how much we paid for the Blackmagic. It was like £2,400 at the time for the brain. And he went away with that cost in his head. I didn't tell him that you need to buy these things. I didn't say that. And you know, for an amateur, somebody getting into it who's making their step into the professional world, you are probably, if business is going well, you're probably looking at a Komodo. You're probably looking at a Blackmagic 6K. And you really need to consider these things. And after today, I am always going to go with Tilta. Oh my God, I can't believe this. And especially for us, so we're going to start with, well, we already have started hiring our gear out. So if you're in Nottingham, hit us up. But we're hiring a lot of our gear out because we have a big surplus when we're not shooting. And, you know, people don't want to receive a camera without a top handle. And there's more chance of them dropping the cameras and all this kind of stuff. And if it's your camera, you don't want to drop the camera. You want to, and the shot, guys, everything. The most important thing is the shot. So Tilta, please sponsor me. And guys, I fully recommend going and buying their stuff. Link in the description. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go and shoot with this beast. Look at that. Oh. Let's go! Woo! As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. If you want to do me a favor, go hit up Tilta and say, hey, Jordan Mulligan deserves a sponsorship. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Guys, I forgot to say, even though the Tilta cage is good, the RED camera is a good product, I'll tell you about a better product. the Stoltman t-shirt. The back in stock, guys. Luke graciously wore our Inspire Change t-shirt. I know there's like 10 people watching, and 2 of them are Luke and Kush. So go buy some Stoltman merchandise. You are supporting a fantastic business with the Stoltman. So, and honestly, this is no joke. This is no joke. You thought the Tilta cage was good quality? Wait till you see these t-shirts. They're so thick. I love it. Boom! Links in the description.
Honestly, I don't know who the fuck to trust. Is he my friend or my foe? I'm off the exit, draw. Yeah, she give me that claim as well. I remember back when I was younger, I was happy. Nowadays feel like no